Hello and welcome. My name is Psychic Samira, and in this reading, we will look at how can you make your ex come crawling back into your life. And what I want to say before we begin is that if something left your life, it is for a reason. There is so much more that you can experience, not just your past. Even if you want it badly, even if you feel strong connection with that person, even if you feel like they are your soulmate, if they've done you wrong, if they hurt you, if they betrayed you, if they refused to show up emotionally, you need to ask yourself, do I really want to prioritize trying to return that into my life, trying to get them back? Or do I deserve to experience something else, to experience something more wholesome? It is up to you what you decide, but let's see. If you do decide that you want them back, if you do strongly feel like that is the best possible scenario for you and for them, how can you call them back in? How can you attract them back in? We have the Four of Wands, and this is kind of in alignment with what I just said. Upright, this is a portal card. This is an opportunity to move into the future. And in reverse, this portal is closed. This timeline is not your highest timeline. Again, you might still have that feeling of connection, that longing for love. You might have this belief that they are the one. But if they are, they will come back into your life without you having to manipulate or do anything in particular. If they are meant to be in your life, they will. So what I see here is that they are not meant to be in your life. We have the Three of Swords. That story, okay, the lesson of it, it doesn't have to be repeated. There is more for you to experience. We have the Queen of Wands, and here I feel this energy of learning how to be with yourself, learning how to enjoy your own company, learning about your own beauty, your individuality. The Queen of Wands, she's very empowered. She sits on a throne in her power. She's looking into the distance. She perceives a lot of opportunity available to her. She is abundant. She has this black cat at her feet symbolizing her intuition. She is guided. She feels whole. She feels like her company is enough. It doesn't mean that she has a pair. She has the King of Wands, but she's not desperate to return them. She is not running anywhere. She's not trying, she's not doing anything to return them. She sits in her power, and she knows that what is meant to be hers will be. It shall be. Okay, we have the Hermit, and this is again this search within. When we get together with other people, when we step into relationships, that other individual takes up our mental space. They take up our feeling space. We focus on them. There is a less room to feel into yourself, to get to know yourself. And we are here not only to experience the joy of being with somebody and knowing somebody, we are here to also experience the joy of being with ourselves and knowing ourselves. And in order to be able to create a harmonious and loving relationship with somebody else, you need to know who you are. In order to not recreate codependent dynamics, you need to know who you are. So this is what you're being called to do at this time. Your loneliness is not forever, but this is a transition where you, instead of trying to go back to what you know, you need to move forward, and you need to start learning more about yourself. You need to start building this loving relationship with yourself. There is this invitation to start dating yourself for a while. Despite how weird this might sound, start treating yourself as your own soulmate. And if you do this work, it will transform you energetically in a way that will make you a match to a higher level of relationship, to a higher level of a partner, to a partnership that's going to be much more fulfilling, much healthier than what you have experienced with that individual, with that ex that you cannot let go of. And again, we have the Ace of Wands. Upright, this is a card of action. In reverse, okay, upright, this is a card of action. And in reverse, as it came through, no action. So there is nothing that you need to do in order to try and bring them back. If they're meant to come back, they will. For now, you're being guided to focus on yourself, to focus on your self growth, to focus on your self love. We have the Four of Cups in reverse. There's so much more for you to experience. And again, we have the Nine of Cups. So this is an individual at the Nine of Cups that precedes the Ten of Cups, where you see a family. This card is an individual. So he first builds his own happiness, his own satisfaction, his own self-love, and then he graduates into a harmonious relationship. This is the class, this is the lesson that you need to complete, the World card, the completion card. You need to complete and graduate from this lesson of learning how to value your own company, learning how to feel good about life by yourself, learning who you deeply are, learning what you value, what you want. And right now, if you feel that strong longing for that individual from your past, that might be a sign of codependency. That might be a sign of something that is called love addiction, which is a very real thing. When we feel that emptiness within, we attach to other people and we try to fill that emptiness with that other person. And life will inevitably take them away, because life wants to empower us. It wants us to step back into our power. It wants us to find the way to fill that emptiness by ourselves first, by getting in touch with our emotions, by getting in touch with our desires. And when we graduate, when we learn how to do that, when we step back into our power, we become a vibrational match to a relationship that is not codependent, that is not lower levels of love or relationships with manipulation and fear and jealousy and all kinds of things. It is a higher level of love where both individuals are independent and it's their choice to be with one another, not out of fear, not out of lack, but out of love. So this is what you're being guided to do. Not try to bring them back, but learn how to build. And again, this is not something for you to worry about losing them. They left, or you left them, or whatever happened, for a reason, because you are being initiated into a new stage of your life, one that calls you to embrace it, because it brings a lot of beauty. It brings you an opportunity to elevate and not just run in circles. So embrace this. I feel like this is the message that you need to receive at this time, answering your question, how can you bring your ex back? You're not meant to bring them back. You can release control and trust that if they're meant to come back, they will. And what you're being guided to do is to focus on yourself, not because you're going to be alone forever, not because you're not worthy of a relationship, but because you're being called to elevate in order to then be able to step into a much more fulfilling relationship, potentially with this individual, or maybe somebody else, somebody who will be ready when you will be ready as well. So this is your message. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please consider liking and subscribing, commenting. If you would like to get your personal reading, you can find the link for that in the description of this video. I thank you so much for watching,